talk to me nice. Talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes. Don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy.
Now we have a special treat for you. This is not her first, but her second time joining us, partnering with us, sharing her experience and her expertise on the Sistas in Sales stage. We have Miss Bonita Stewart, and she is the Vice President of Global Partnerships at Google. If she looks familiar, that's because she is committed to being a part of the Sistas in Sales team. So go ahead and join me for our closing keynote speaker, Miss Bonita Stewart.
Chantel and team, it is quite heartwarming to join the Sistas in Sales conference again this year. We live in a tale of two cities today, where it's the best of times and the worst of times. It is the age of wisdom, the age of foolishness, the epoch of belief, the epoch of incredulity. It is the season of light. It is the season of darkness. It is the spring of hope. While there is so much flux in the world and in our work and home life, I still believe it's our time to make opportunities count. You've heard so much wisdom over these past few hours from the other esteemed speakers. My hope is to leave you with a framework for thinking about the power of preparation by building your purpose through preparation. When I speak of building purpose, you can relax because some of you know inherently your purpose, which is fantastic. Yet there are some of you who are still finding your way along your own individual purpose journey. I had my own purpose journey, which I will share with you. In 2019, I co-founded a company along with a dear friend and business partner during the dot-com era. In the 2000s, we were focused on sisterhood, bringing together an online space for African American women to cluster and engage called Nia Online. Nia is Swahili for purpose. And to help us define Nia Online, we opened an essay contest to ask our online audience to share their definition of a purposeful woman. And here's one example of what we heard from one of our followers. The Nia woman is a progressive Black female ready to accomplish things in the 21st century and claim her rightful place in this new age. She is technologically savvy and has an entrepreneurial spirit, whether at home or in the workplace. She knows there is an abundance of wealth, and it is much more than just being in the right place at the right time. It is being prepared. The Nia woman is well-read and aware of current and political events happening around her on a local, national, and international scale. The Nia woman also is a humanitarian, willing to take on causes to benefit her race and humankind in general. She is a spiritual creature in tune with her inner beauty, which all goes to enhance the outer beauty we see in her. This was written over 20 years ago. Yet it encapsulates the foundation of the 360-degree power we need to succeed as our best self. Technologically savvy, entrepreneurial spirit, awareness, humanitarian, wealth creation, spiritual creature, prepared. If we fast forward, my former business partner is preserving the legacy of Fashion Fair and launching their new line of products this month. Chocolate raspberry has become my absolute favorite lipstick. Along my purpose journey in 2020, I co-authored A Blessing, Women of Color Teaming Up to Lead, Empower, and Thrive. And this year, we returned with our second Women of Color in Business cross-generational survey and some of the results which I will share with you today. Our book title does require a bit of explanation. In our careers, my co-author, Jackie Adams, and I have often been the only woman of color in a room. We have been first. Jackie was the first African-American female correspondent whom CBS News assigned full-time to the White House. And I was the first African American female vice president at Google. Given that we were first, we have often been considered unicorns, rare and valuable beings. Like a flock of geese, a group of unicorns is called a blessing. The central thesis in a blessing is an optimistic yet realistic narrative for ourselves. It is a playbook for progress. After my often lonely purpose journey, I decided to change the narrative from Soul Sister, and that's SOLE, to a scalable journey that we can all take together. Similar to the camaraderie Chantel and her team have created through Sistas in Sales. We can all team up. Your preparation can aid building your purpose. I've been pretty purposeful in my journey, gathering career survival skills and having fun along the way. You've probably heard the phrase, preparation meets opportunity. And it's true. I found this many times over in my career. You must ask yourself, are you truly ready for prosperity? Let's unpack preparation and how you can think about this in your business lives. I'll cover 4 areas: self-awareness and feedback, stretch assignments, lifelong learning, and staying mentally centered. Number 1, embrace self-awareness and feedback. Let's admit, we usually know if we are not quite prepared and missing the mark. It's that uncomfortable pit in our stomach saying we could have done more preparation. Perhaps you were rushing and didn't spend as much time researching your customers or preparing that proposal. And sometimes we might think we nailed it, yet receiving feedback might allow us to raise the bar on ourselves. Feedback is the gift we all deserve. We must actively seek to engage others to share their constructive criticism with us. And we must be ready to receive the advice with grace and understanding. And for those of you who are giving feedback, you must know how to give it well. It's an art and a science. Like any topic, we can all study feedback, giving and receiving. After our research, I'm convinced it should be a required course for all managers. When my co-author and I conducted our 2020 Women of Color in Business survey across 2005 knowledge desk workers across all 4 races, that's Black, Latinx, Asian, and white, and across 4 generations, Gen Z, Millennials, Gen X, and Boomers, we included 150 white male managers this time. In our research, we found 75% of the white male managers said they were receiving helpful feedback. The other women managers reported receiving feedback in a range far below the men. It was in a range of 37% to 51%. Latinx female managers topped this category at 51%, followed by Black women at 48%. Here's your personal call to action. Actively seek feedback on your work and probe for specifics around development for advancement. Push everyone beyond giving you the common phrases. You're doing great. Keep doing what you're doing. We've all heard these phrases before. Probe and push. Number 2, disrupt yourself. Growth comes through experience and being uncomfortable. We all need to stretch and have those stretch assignments to test and grow our capability. In our survey, we also found 62% of white male managers said they received a stretch assignment within the last 12 months, compared to 44% Black, 36% Latinx, 37% Asian, and 35% white female managers. Another call to action for your personal playbook. Raise your hand for a stretch. It could be a new territory, greater industry coverage, moving from small customers to larger customers, etc. If you are not making mistakes, you are not challenging yourself, nor are you learning. In our book, we address the importance of mistake-based learning. Find that edge. Don't fall off, but always go see the edge so you can see the horizon ahead. Raise your hand for stretch assignments. Challenge yourself. Disrupt yourself. Do something really hard. Number 3, stay knowledgeable. If you've read Adam Grant's book, Think Again, he outlines the power of knowing what you don't know and how to think like a scientist. Choosing to become a lifelong learner is a choice you can make, and it allows you to adjust your risk profile with confidence. Take, for example, I made several swings within Google, moving from leading media sales to global partnerships to my current role in venture capital with Gradient Ventures, which is Google's early stage venture fund focused on the future of artificial intelligence. At each stage, I took on new industries, new products, and new skills such as business development, and built a stronger foundation as a leader. Rest assured, I did not do this by myself. I could easily showcase the allies and sponsors who had their fingerprints on my success. Careers are not a solo journey. They are supported by family, colleagues, mentors, allies, and sponsors. And it's also about picking the right life partner. My husband is my anchor, keeping me grounded and serving as a trusted confidant. We call ourselves Team Stewart. And lastly, number 4, stay centered. This is life, and you will have unexpected setbacks within your career and personal journey. Sadly, my father passed away in my freshman year of college, though happily, divine intervention made its way onto my path. As I shared during the last conference, early in my career, I found a speech he had written titled The Trail to Success. As I was sifting through old papers in my grandmother's house in South Carolina after she passed. With simplicity and clarity, my father highlighted a personal framework which guides my decision-making and life purpose to this day. And this discovery came right when I needed it most. He touted concentration, culture, courage, and character as a way to sort your priorities and actions. Today, I use these principles to focus my skill building, expand my cultural intelligence, make tough calls, both personal and professional, and ultimately to be my noblest. I also encourage self-care and finding your sacred place. My lifelong hobby is ballet, and it keeps me sane. Last year, I was taking class online and enjoying just meeting new instructors and companies from Ballet Academy East, Arizona Ballet, National English Ballet, and the Dance Theater of Harlem. These classes kept me exhilarated and hopeful. I love reading the article by Professor Tim Wu in the New York Times, where he said, and I quote, "To permit yourself to do only that which you are good at is to be trapped in a cage whose bars are not steel, but self-judgment, versus the simple pleasure of doing something you merely, but truly enjoy." It doesn't matter your age or chapter in your life. Find time for yourself. You don't need to be great, just joyous. As you prepare yourself for your career journey, remember to pace yourself. Careers are long and choices will be plentiful. I thoroughly enjoyed reading Forbes' dynamic list of women 50 over 50. As you prepare, you will build a more joyous and resilient purpose. And if we become our own SaaS model of sisters as a service, we can thrive together by mentoring and supporting each other. Remember, If you are prepared, you will find your supreme self. Thank you so much for having me again this year. To all my sisters in sales, go make your money moves. And remember, build your purpose through preparation. Embrace feedback, disrupt yourself, stay knowledgeable, and stay centered.